What's up, everybody? I'm Untamed Mando. Welcome to Literary Souls, where we talk about books, more books, and sometimes some other things here and there. You know, every so often we talk about things other than books on this show, but mostly just books because I have a problem and I keep buying more books when I'm running out of room for books. But yes, I also do have a Kindle. I know I can get to online books, but I'm not going to do it. You can't make me. I refuse. I refuse. Goodness. Hope everyone's having a great Memorial Day weekend. I know that I've got some plans. Kind of sort of I'm probably going to try and get a tan. Yes, I know every one of you that knows me in real life. It's like, Mando, you don't get tans, you burn and then you burn again and then you just look sad and lonely and depressed. It's like, dang it. They're right, because this pale complexion gets red. I mean, if I'm outside for like 10 minutes, I get a slight sunburn. What can I say? I have a lot of Irish in my ancestry. But yeah, I am hoping that everyone's having a good day, a good Saturday, a good Memorial Day weekend. Hello, how are you doing today? Hi, Wicked. For those of you who don't know, tonight at like 8, I think 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, Wicked is going to be live with Wicked's World, and she's going to be interviewing Anna, that Star Wars girl. So if you guys have a chance this afternoon, this evening, you should go to her channel and do the things. What are you doing with your life? 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, my apologies. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. I remember it 8 something. I'm sorry. Of course, you're welcome. For those of you who also are curious, I am also live on Rumble. I think I finally kind of gotten Rumble figured out, but I still can't get them to change my username, which is very sad indeed. But yeah, so we're talking about the second iteration of the Halo book series, and that is Halo: The Flood. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If you've played the Halo game, it kind of repeats a lot. Like whenever you are following Master Chief in this book, it's just like, oh, we did that in the game. There's a little bit more of like Cortana's perspective, Master Chief's actual thoughts, but a lot of the events that take place in the first Halo game just kind of repeated, which kind of I don't like if I'm reading a book, I don't want to repeat the same events that I already know about, but that's just me. So like that kind of diminished my love for this book. Like I still like the first book better than this because it kind of gave you other perspectives that were going, which this book does too. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just being weird, and I don't like whenever it almost word for word for in some parts of the book that you get in the game, and like it describes things in the game that you do, and I don't know. I just don't like that. But it really does give you some other perspectives about going on. So for any of you who do not know I've already gone over what the Halo series is. If you don't know what Halo is by now, Google it. But kind of we get the kind of it kind of opens up the same way the game does. Like you are waking up Master Chief. He's about you guys find the Halo construct. You're trying to figure out what the heck it does. And it kind of gives you perspectives of other people that are on the Pillar of Autumn, which is the ship that you enter in the game with. And basically, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert, which if you've played the game, you already know, but everyone besides Master Chief and Cortana die. Everyone. So like part of me also is like, as much as I like seeing other perspectives on the game, like while during the gameplay and other perspectives, like during the events of the Halo game, it's just kind of like, oh, everyone dies anyway. Why do I care about any of these people then? but that's just me. I know a lot of people don't have the same views when it comes to endings of the book. So if you're one of those people like me where it's just like, wait, why do I even care what's going on in this game or in this story? Everyone's gonna die. Might not be the book for you. If you've played the game before, I would give this about a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. If you have not played the game before, I'd give it a solid 8.5. It's got a lot of great information. If you have not played the game, this is the book for you. If you have played the game, I mean, it was fine. It's not my favorite, but it's not a bad book. It's not bad. It's not horrendous. I would recommend this if you want to get into the Halo franchise and you want to learn about the lore of the Halo games and the Halo universe. See the $5 donation on Rumble Wicked. Thank you. What's up, Boba? How you doing? How you doing today? Thank you for the $5 on the Rumble Wicked. I wish I could highlight the comments on Rumble. Dang it, StreamYards, why do you gotta hate on me like that? But yeah, this book is great if you're wanting to get into the series. Like if you're not familiar with Halo at all and you don't want to play the games, this definitely the book for you. If you've already played the games, it's kind of redundant. I do enjoy like seeing other perspectives and what almost did happen with the game, which during gameplay you don't see at all. Like you don't get any other perspectives really besides Master Chief. And I liked that you got some of the perspective of the aliens, like the Covenant aliens, and kind of what was going on in their brains during the whole Halo incident. What their thoughts on the flood was, and yeah. And what's up, Southern Katie? Good morning. Just getting ready to go out and visit some people. I hope you have fun visiting the people. So yeah, like I said, if you've played the game, 6.5, maybe 7. If you haven't played the game, I'd give it a solid 8 to 8.5. It's got a lot of great information in there. Overall, my opinion was leaning positive, but it wasn't like one of my favorite books. Like I would not read this again for fun. I would just go play the game. Like I enjoy some of the different perspectives it gives, like the aliens, like I said, some of the other Marines, some of the other commanders, kind of what happened to Captain Keyes. If you don't know, spoiler warning, Captain Keyes dies because he gets absorbed by the flood, but you kind of get to see his perspective on him trying to fight back against the flood. So I enjoyed that. I thought that was fun. I'm sad that all of you grow attached to some of these characters, man, and then they all die. But I will say, like overall, the Halo games and the books included, in my opinion, give you they make you care about some of these other characters besides Master Chief, and then they kill. It's kind of like Game of Thrones. Oh, I like that character. Oh, he died. Okay. Nice to know. Which I still don't understand. There was one person that made it from Halo to the next Halo, and they're hardly mentioned even in the book. And I'm like, wait a minute, how did you survive? There's no one that was supposed to survive the Halo ring. What's up, Hokies? I still need to play the Halo games. Yes. Do it. I highly recommend the Halo games. There's the last couple of games I still haven't played yet, but I have played the Master Chief collection and I enjoy it. But if you're not a gamer and you are a bookworm, you'll enjoy this because this basically all of the information you get playing the game is in this book. That's why like if you have played the game and you read this book, it's like, oh, I know what happens. I know what Master Chief. I wish they would have taken Master Chief's whole section out of this book, and I think I would have given it a little bit of a higher rating. But if you have not played the game, Master Chief's perspective is probably really good. Thank you. Yes, I do have a kick in Twitch, and I am live on Rumble for any of you who are curious. I know that my username on Rumble is wrong. And I apologize, but I created the Rumble when I had a different username, and you can't change it on Rumble, which is dumb. We'll do better. But anyway, so yeah, kind of brief plot of the I just started the game. I just started the game, so it might be a good read. Yes, definitely. If you have not played through the first Halo game completely and you're interested in the lore, this is definitely a great book. So in chronological order, Fall of Reach first, then Halo the Flood, because this goes over kind of Master Chief's backstory and kind of what was going on, why the Spartan program was created and all of that, which I enjoyed this book more than this. I'll be honest. Maybe that's just me. But I think it's because I played the game. And the first book does a really good job for those of you who have played the game. Like, the first book is like, you've played the game. Here's the other stuff going around the game. We're not going to repeat what was in the game. Yeah. And this one repeats everything that was in the game, including some dialogue. And I was like, I don't need the same dialogue in this book that I got in the game. I played the game. But I'd still say it was it's a good book. I enjoyed the other perspectives, and I've said that a few times now. But so overall, kind of summary is, if you've read the previous book or played Halo Reach, the end of Halo Reach, you come across this Halo construct, this world that it's got its own artificial gravity, artificial air. It's basically kind of like Earth, except for in Halo form. And you realize that you're about to be attacked by the alien that you were in warfare with previously with the Fall of Reach. They are at this construct, and you're having to defend yourself, and kind of what that means. Like, oh, the Covenant have taken over the ship that we are flying on. We must land on Halo. And then through a series of events, the Covenant somehow released this parasitic life form called the Flood, where basically it's kind of like the zombie thing, where it's an alien thing that attaches to you and then takes over your, kind of like cordyceps. I wonder where The Last of Us got the idea of cordyceps. I just thought of that. So yeah, it's kind of like The Last of Us, where it's like a virus. It's an alien life form that attaches to you and takes over your function. And it's like a big hive mind. So all of these little bitty Flood aliens attach to you, and then you become part of the hive mind, and they take over your mind, and they try and gather the information from your brain to try and help the hive mind be smarter. And so that's one of Mendo's Rumble. Thank you. I'm actually, let's see. Try and get this. Here is it right now. My Rumble live feed. There we go. For any of you who prefer to be on Rumble, it's fine. I'm already monetized on Rumble, so like, it's just letting you know. Anyway, so yeah, it's kind of basically you going through realizing that the Covenant was dumb. They released this parasitic alien life form that is basically zombie life form that takes over, and then you just become part of the hive mind. But at the same time, the Covenant and the human forces are still fighting each other, and then they're fighting the Flood, and now they're just like, what's going on? I have no idea. We need to get out of here. But also, you also get the story of Master Chief and Cortana realizing that this ring was designed to destroy all life, and you have to stop one of the other AIs from destroying all life on the ring. And so instead you decide to destroy the ring itself, hoping to take out the Flood. Spoiler warning, it doesn't work, because there's more books later on. That's how you can kind of understand that they probably didn't succeed in destroying the Flood, because there's other books that take place after. So hopefully that's not too much of a spoiler warning. So yeah, you're just kind of going through the different perspectives of like certain military from either side. Like the Covenant's like, what the heck's going on? What have we done? The human side is, what has the Covenant done? What are we going to do to get out of here? And then you get this weird major who's kind of got a god complex and hates the Spartan program, and the whole time I just wanted to beat him up, and I'm glad that he didn't make it at the end. I'll be honest. I'm like, "Yes." Because he was gonna try and bring a specimen of the flood back to Earth, and everyone's like, "Wait a second, you mean this parasitic life form that breeds faster than bunnies? You're gonna bring that to Earth and hopefully not have something bad happen?" Yeah, that's dumb. So I Yes, thank you. Smash the like button. And if you're on the Rumble side, smash that Rumble button. Um I I really do wish that they hadn't just repeated what the game went through. Uh, I think if they had done a little bit different, I would have probably liked the book better. Uh, but I understand why the book needed to go over what was in the game because there are people who don't want to play the game and they just want to read the book. And so I guess I'm kind of torn. Hi, A2D2. Yes. So he works for Wayland Utani? Wayland Utani. Probably Hokies. I can't pronounce words. And to be honest, this is not like a huge book. I was able to read all of this book in 8 8 hours solid. Yeah, 8 to 12. 8 to 12 hours. So if you're a bookworm, you'll get through this no problem. If you don't want to play the games, read the book. If you do play the games, you can. It's not like if you've played the games, it doesn't add too much. It adds a little bit of what was going on besides you and Cortana, like you as Master Chief and Cortana trying to stop the crazy AI from destroying all life in the universe, all sentient life. Because the flood only feeds on things that have a brain, that are like sentient. That yeah. I still don't understand why that major was like, we must bring it back for study. It's like, no. Like, you're going to destroy Earth. You want to bring this back to Earth? Like, nothing. No. And we learn more about the aliens that created the Halo construct anyway. Like, they were called the Forerunners, and this is all Forerunner technology. And you kind of learn a little, like, there's that kind of plot going on. It's like, well, who are the Forerunners and why does the Covenant have a lot of their technology and how does this work and why does the Covenant want Halo? Because the Covenant are religious fanatics and they're like, we must destroy everything to go on the great journey. There's a lot of if you're familiar with the Halo franchise, there's a lot of the great journey in the Halo series. Yeah, I know this was like a fast review of this book, but like I said, I give it, as someone who's played the Halo games, a 6 to 6.5. I'd still, it's better than what's coming out of the world nowadays. Like, most certainly. Is it the best thing on the market? I actually preferred the first book, but that's because I played the game and I don't like repeating myself. Like, if I hadn't played the game, I would probably really like this book. Like I said, for those of you who have not played the game, I'd give it a solid 8 to 8.5. But if you have played the games, like a 6.5. Anywho, how many of y'all have actually read or play? Yeah, how many of you have read this book already? I'm interested to know, like, what are your thoughts? Because like I have, like, it's positive to neutral, like, well, mostly neutral to slightly positive. But yeah, like, what are your thoughts? But if you have not played the game, why would you read a Halo book? You make a great point. You make a great point, Herschel. I think there are some people out there who are interested in getting into the Halo lore, but they aren't gamers. And I think those people would probably be interested in this. Eh, eh. I think they're out there. I mean, I've not met one, but are they possibly out there? Me. I mean, I think it's interesting, like some of the other events that are taking place while you are Master Chief and Cortana. I think that part is good and valid. I just wish there was more of that, less of Master Chief and Cortana, which I mean, it doesn't take over the whole book. Um, but I pretty much skipped over most anything that involved Master Chief. Besides, like, I like his inner dialogue. I like that part when you're going back to Master Chief and Cortana, you kind of get their inner dialogue, and I enjoy stuff like that. So, you like inner dialogue, understanding why Master Chief does what he does and what he's thinking about while every single person he's ever fought with and known is passing away. It's like, that's the thing to do. And like Cortana, like you kind of get her perspective on like, oh, I'm starting to have feelings for Master Chief. Can I even do that? Because I'm an AI. This is weird. I don't know how I feel about it, kind of thing. I thought that was fun and interesting. I I know how Cortana and Master Chief end, but I still root for them because I am a lady and that's what we do. I like a good little romance. Like there's a little romance like sprinkled like there in this. And it kind of makes the female in me like just like, oh yes. But that's just me. I know I'm weird. So yeah, I think the book's okay. But next week we're going to be taking a break from the Halo series, and we're going to be going back to Narnia with the wonderful panel of ladies, and we're going to have a special guest. I'm going to confirm with her that she's still up for it. So next week we will not be doing Halo, but we will be doing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So please stay tuned for that because that's going to be fun, and I'm excited for that. Um, so yeah, yeah, that's my review of Halo. A lot less. It was a lot shorter than I imagined it would be, but I've also got some other articles we can read. But I don't know. Play the game. This one, play the game. The first Halo Combat Evolve. Play the game. That is my recommendation to you for this book. Play the game, and if you don't want to play the game, that's fine. You're a Halo. Heath, no, you're a Halo. Have you read this book, Heath? I'm curious. I'm sure you've played the game or played Halo Combat Evolved. So, what are your thoughts? Yes, this is also true. Next, tomorrow we will be on Wicked's channel, Wicked Virtues channel for Unplugged at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. But yeah, who all in the chat has read this book? I'm curious. So I'm gonna put this over here. Basically, I like this one better so far than this one. Because this is more of a backstory, like understanding like the Fall of Reach is like very short. And I know that's actually one of Elijah's critiques on this book in particular was you didn't actually get to see the Fall of Reach. It's like, well, play the game. So I'm not an I am not an Xbox person, but I have a friend who introduced me to Halo. Read the books then. You should read the books. Do it. So read this one first, then this one. Chronological order. This, I think I actually really preferred this one. I know Elijah didn't like it, but I prefer this one over this one because this one just, you don't actually really see much of the Fall of Reach. You see everything else leading up and then like a little bit about what Master Chief was doing during the Fall of Reach. This one has the opposite problem. It tells you what Master Chief's side of everything was. And if you've played the game, you don't really need that perspective, but if you want to read this book before you play the game, yeah, go ahead. I think so. I think it might be redundant at that point. But yeah. So far in the Halo series, I like the Fall of Reach more than I like the Flood. Books and comics in these game series are mostly for lore dumps, which is awesome. Yeah, I think so too. I feel like instead of lore, we got kind of a repeat of the game and then a little extra. We got like DLCs instead of like we got the game plus a DLC instead of like another game, which that might not be a great. Is that a good analysis? I don't know. We're gonna go with it. So yeah, that's my opinion. Which I do like lore. I like the lore of the Halo universe. In actuality, like I do. I want to learn more about it. I read the books so I don't like to get extra stuff instead, like playing the game plus and not the repeat of the game and then some extra stuff. I get it for the other stuff, but that's just me when it comes to reading books that are based off of like a game or like a Star Wars universe. Like I read the books not to have the exact same experience unless it's got like a lot of inner dialogue, which the book did have a little bit of inner dialogue between Master Chief and then Cortana, which I really love inner dialogue. I wish there was more of that instead of the description of what Chief was doing during his time on Halo. We get that in the game. Thank you. But yeah, I overall neutral positive. But read the book. I think you should read the book before you play the game. If you're gonna do it in that order, because if you play the game and then read the book, you're just like, I mean, you can. I mean, it's fine. I don't know. I'd read the book while you're playing the game, even. I think that'd be fun. I think that would be interesting. Yeah, maybe read the book while you're playing the game. I think that's probably the best way to consume the book is read it while you're playing the game. I think that's the best. All right. No, Hokies. No, it doesn't. That's what makes me sad. It doesn't have him teabagging anyone. And it goes through how you were supposed to play the game, like the actions you're supposed to be doing. And I'm like, I didn't do that when I played the game. That's like the opposite of what I did. Yes. Do it. Do it. What's up, Riker? Hail, Mando Chief. Yes. Yeah, my review of the Halo, the second book of the Halo series, The Flood, I would read it while you're playing the game, because it adds some perspective to the game that I enjoyed that part. I didn't really like the just redundancy of seeing what Master Chief was doing, but also it's like, if I had known that I was supposed to do that in the game, that would have made everything so much easier. So it kind of tells you how you were supposed to play the game, and I'm like, well, I didn't play the game like that at all. Hello, Jacob Ironside. Hello, how are you? I still like the first book, The Fall of Reach, better. I guess that's where me and Elijah are gonna differ. Like, I really, really enjoyed the first book. The second book was a little bit of a slog for me to get through because I don't like reading some like redundant things. So yeah, I'd say if you have not, like I said this earlier, and I'm gonna say it again for those of you who are coming into the chat. If you have not played the Halo games, I'd give the book an 8. If you have played the Halo games or the Halo first Halo game, so Halo Combat Evolved, I give it a 6.5. Because it is kind of redundant. But it had some good stuff to it as well. I think the best way to read the book, play Halo Combat Evolved at the same time, because it'll add some extra spice to it. And you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing in the game instead of just wandering around just aimlessly hoping that you figure out what you're supposed to do, like how I played the game. Which, if you follow me on Twitch, you have footage of me going through the game and just getting lost constantly. See, the book would have been so helpful. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to turn left at that corridor. Okay. So yeah, I think that's funny. It's like, I could have really used this while I was playing the game. It helps me. It helped me figure out a lot. And I was like, I kind of want to play the game again to play it how it's supposed to be played now, and wonder if it's going to be easier for me to go through. But Maybe later, free time. What is free time? Anyway, all right. So we've got some other news besides me going through the Halo books. I know that many of you love the Witcher series, and that's why we're going to talk about it. Is because the Witcher series is a book series that I will eventually read, and I was doing reviews on the Netflix series for a while on this channel, and I stopped because Netflix series is just not. I know while I was going through the Netflix series, like I would review and then, or I would watch it and then review it like right after I watched it, and I'd have a generally positive view on it. But then now that I'm kind of like re-examining it, I'm just like, no, wasn't that great? I'll be honest. It had so much potential, though. It had the potential of being the next Game of Thrones, but Netflix done screwed it up, which is what Netflix kind of does. Oh no, it's him. He's here. Use Hyper's Hold on. Oh no, it's him. He's here. You're welcome. I did it. All right, so let's do some Witcher news. Da, 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 da. Rumor: Netflix's The Witcher Season 3 to confirm Jaxter as bisexual. We'll show him in a relationship with Prince Radovid. Wow. Wow. Okay. I haven't read the books. I have not read the books. Is that accurate? I hate when that happens. You really start getting into a series and halfway you feel like you've stepped in poop. Yes. That's exactly how I felt watching the Netflix series, Southern Katie. It was like, oh, something doesn't smell right. Oh, it's on my shoe. Dang it. So for any of you who have read the Witcher book series, is Jaxter bisexual? Please, I need to know, because I feel like this is like he's not. I feel like he's most certainly not bi. I thought he was squarely in the straight camp, but I could be mistaken. I could be very much mistaken, because the Witcher series is going to be another series we're going to go through on this channel, eventually. And I need to know so I can properly critique it, because I feel like this is like, no, like Prince Radovid. What? King Radovid in the games, that no. King Radovid was not gay or bi. I don't know. My knowledge is from the games, so according to a new whisper, and hoping to entice anyone to check out their take on Andre. Why can I never pronounce his name? I know it, but I can't pronounce it. Sapowski's? I'm gonna say Sapowski. Wazowski. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Okay, I'm done. Sapowski's fantasy novels in the wake of Henry Cavill's exit. The third season of Netflix The Witcher will not only reveal that fan favorite bard Jaxter, or also known as what is his name in the games? I have forgotten. Streamer brain is a thing. Anyway, favorite bard Jaxter is bisexual, but also see him enter into a relationship with a series newcomer. Word of this apparent character development was first made public on May 24th, courtesy of the fantasy fiction-centric news outlet Radiant Intelligence. I've actually heard of them. Not by Euro, just make up new letters. Yes, Dandelion. Thank you, Herschels. That's Dandelion in the game. Yes. Yup. Dandelion is not. I didn't think. I'm going to have to review all of my gameplay now, and I thought he was a little bit fruity, but I didn't think he was that fruity. Dang it, now I'm questioning everything. Anyway, we can confirm what some of our readers assumed long ago is true, wrote the site's main proprietor, an individual going by the handle Gravemaster. Jackster is bisexual, and his paramour for The Witcher Season 3 is Radovid. I'm gonna have to play The Witcher 2 again, or I'm gonna have to watch my gameplay on Twitch of The Witcher 2, because I didn't. Yeah, in the game, he's a womanizer. Like, he's always been a womanizer. Yeah, that's true, Jacob. I was not able to smell the poop before I stepped in it, unfortunately. In the games, yeah, I don't. I'm like trying to rack my brain and see, like, is there. I don't know. I really don't. Yep, that's the King Radovid. First introduced in Sapkowski's fifth overall Witcher novel, Baptism of Fire, Radovid was originally shown to be the contentious young boy turned king of the Redanian realm, having ascended to the throne at the age of 13 following the assassination of his father, King Vizimir. Radovid would eventually offer Geralt a bounty to help him find and kill the mastermind of his predecessor's murderer, the sorceress Philippa Eilhart. Yes, there we go. Now he's a man. These articles are like poop in your hand. Yeah, more or less. It's fine. It's fine. However, Radovid's own obsession with revenge and overall paranoia towards his reign would soon lead to his undoing, and the Mad King would eventually fall at the hands of the very Witcher he once sought to manipulate. Okay, so this is I haven't gotten to this part in Witcher 3. Dang it. Right now I'm actually going through The Witcher 3 periodically. I'm not doing it all the time, but Witcher Wednesday is back. But yeah, and in the Witcher 2 Assassin of Kings, you kind of interact with Radovid a little bit. And he seems like a good person in Witcher 2. And then by the time Witcher 3 rolls around, he's let his paranoia get the better of him. Inspired by Sapkowski's original character, but not a wholesale adaptation of him, Netflix's version of Radovid as set to be portrayed by British actor Hugh Skinner. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait, hold on. How old is he when he ascends the throne? 13. Prince Radovid is probably 12 in this series. He's 13 when he becomes King Radovid. I'm going to let that sink in for Jackster is not 13. Far from it. Okay. Inspired by blah blah, British actor will differ slightly in that rather than being King Vizimir's son, he will be the ruler's cunning younger brother. Yeah, nope. I'm not reviewing the Netflix series no more. I thought about coming back to it for season 3. I ain't doing it. Nope. Gravemaster further noted that the scene in a previously leaked but now deleted audition tape for the role of Radovid submitted by Shadow and Bone actor Justice Bagger, wherein the young prince is seen flirting with Jackster with a teasing request for to the bard. To show me how you play your instrument had made it to the final cut of season 3, or at the very least, a very close version of it. Yes, Southern Katie. Yeah, you got it. You got where my brain went. Oh. Further, the scooper asserted there are more monuments or moments of flirtation and chemistry between Radovid and Jackster later on. The two men develop a romantic relationship over the course of the season. Later, Jackster and Radovid finally kiss. How old is Radovid gonna be in this frickin' Netflix series? Because Jackster is an adult. He's at least in his 20s to 30. Well, in the games, he's like 40, I think. Maybe. He's like much older than 13 in the books and in the games. What? Huh? Excuse me, Netflix. Excuse me, your cuties are showing. This rumor was published by Redanian Intelligence just one day after the series showrunner. Redanian Intelligence? Showrunner Lauren Schmidt teased a romantic arc for Jackster in the upcoming season, all the while noticeably avoiding using any gender-specific language. But he has somebody he gets married to. It's a lady. Creating these different versions just confuses things. When you talk about The Witcher with someone, are you talking about the book, the game, or the show? Well, the game, I feel like I think I've had this conversation with you, Herschel, or somebody, that I feel like while the games are not canon, I think it's a really good continuation of the books. If you've played the games, they take place after the book series. I consider Netflix not canon. International Indecent Left Forgotten. Jackster falls in love. But he has like a wife. Anyway. Jackster falls in love. Divulged Schmidt, blah blah, promotional interview with Netflix, and it's with a character who fans will know and continues showing up in the books. So what happens this season between them will have ripple effects for a very long time, because it's not real. He's having his hot girl summer, jokingly added the character's actor. It's been really rewarding to see his love life told in a very visual way. We ensured that these romances are told truthfully and sensitively and carefully without resorting to stereotypes. Hopefully, we've created something that is special, superiormatic, and What are these words? Whatever. Connection is that is a flaw. That is as flawed as any other relationship in this show. He added. Oh, they give you the definition. Saporomantic and psychosexual feelings are being those which are rooted in one's attraction to an individual's intelligence rather than their physical appearance. What? Dexter is not known for his brains. That is not. He's known for his pee-pee. It should be noted that the original Witcher lore, as seen across both Sapkowski's novels and CD Projekt Red's video game trilogy, the character upon which Jackster is based, Dandelion, is never depicted as anything other than heterosexual, or is never depicted as anything as heterosexual. In fact, the bard is regularly shown to be a notorious womanizer who includes sneaking away from his own concert to visit a brothel in The Last Wish, seducing and skipping out on a young woman to whom he is giving music lessons to in The Witcher, being caught by Geralt via Megascope in Loch Muin, in bed with a woman, recounting tales of their shared adventures in Witcher 2: Assassin of Kings. This is gameplay footage of Witcher 2. Is right, Katie. Bah. Typical bard. Yes, that's how he is supposed to be portrayed. A typical womanizing bard. Huh? Like, what? I'm confused. What? Like they're just making him his character bi just for the sake of having a bi character in this series. It's not a true adaptation because if it was, you would be faithful to the source material. Hashtag source material matters. Gee, I wonder why Henry left. Herschel, your guess is as good as mine. Like I don't know why Henry Cavill, who is famed for trying to make things close to the source material, hashtag the source material is what matters. Why he would leave something that is egregiously getting away from the source material. Like I don't like why change Dandelion's sexual orientation? Like that's kind of one of the staples of his characters. He has a lot of sexual exploitations of things. A bi teenage character, no statement being made there, nothing to see here type stuff. Well, that's like Radovid is supposed to be a young teenage boy. I'm guessing they're going to age him up in the Netflix series because if they don't, they are going to be letting their cuties showing. And if any of you don't know what I mean, Netflix has a show called The Cuties, and you should not watch it because it is bad. I just like why Radovid of all of the people you could make like him have a relation like a male relationship with like Radovid, the paranoid schizophrenic dude who eventually like he starts out pretty good and then turns out bad like in the games Dandelion actually wants him like he tries to help he helps in the assassination attempt of Radovid like what angry ex-lover? Is that the angle they're gonna go with? Like, I don't understand. Like, most of my knowledge is from the games. That is upfront. Most of my knowledge is from the games. But as from the game's perspective and point of view, he wanted Radovid not in the picture anymore. And there was never even a hint that Dandelion or Jackster had any romantic flings ever because he would have told Geralt. He would have been like, hey Geralt, by the way, I know that you're like working with Radovid and all, but like he doesn't like me because he and I used to be a thing and now we're not a thing and he's a psychopath. Oh Henry, why did you dude run? Yeah. But we will be going through the Witcher books on this channel, on this show eventually. I'm thinking there's a lot of books in the Halo series, so I think I'm going to get to a certain point where I will just kind of pause on the Halo series and pivot over to the Witcher series because the Witcher series is a lot shorter. But then I also have to do the Wheel of Time. So many series I need to read. What do you guys think? Should I just do all of the Halo books and then switch over or stop maybe halfway through the Halo books, switch to either Wheel of Time or Witcher? Or should I do Witcher before Wheel of Time or should I do Wheel of Time before Witcher? Because we've already started the Halo books and I'm not stopping now. Except for next week, we're doing Chronicles of Narnia: Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Game dev used to have to stay close to the lore though, so the game was probably closer to the author's intentions for the characters than Netflix. Yes. Yeah, the game devs like I definitely like I agree that the games are probably the as close to the lore as you can get with a video game. I mean, you can do like lore breaking choices in the game, but like if you play the game the way that it was like kind of intended, the vanilla way, it's very much they did it. The devs did a really good job with the Witcher series, with the Witcher games, sticking close to the lore of the series. So let's see. There's another we're gonna Talking about books and sticking close to the lore, we're going to pivot a little bit to James Bond. Quentin Tarantino shares his thoughts on what Eon Productions should do for their next James Bond films. I think they should not remake the movies, but actually just do the books. Isn't that a novel idea? Put the books onto the big screen. That's a crazy concept. Crazy. Quentin Tarantino recently shared his thoughts on what Eon Productions, the production company that makes the James Bond films, should do for their next James Bond movies. Speaking, agreed. Yes, and let Quentin direct them. I agree, Southern Katie. I agree. Speaking with Deadline, Tarantino's first detailed on how he initially wanted to do a one and done Casino Royale film, but he was unable to do so due to the Broccoli family buying up the rights to everything Ian Fleming wrote. Tarantino revealed, "We reached out to the Ian Fleming people and they suggested that they still own the rights to Casino Royale, and that's what I wanted to do after Pulp Fiction, was to do my version of Casino Royale, and it would have taken place in the 60s and wasn't about a series of Bond movies. We would have cast an actor to be one and done, so I thought we could do this." I think that would have been great. But then it turned out that the Broccoli's 3 years earlier figured out somebody was going to try and do what I did. And so what they did is they just made a blanket deal with the Fleming estate and said, "We have the movie rights to everything he's ever written. We're going to just give you a bunch of money. This is for every single thing he's ever written. If anybody wants to make a movie out of it, they're going to come to us," he explained. Yes, that would have been good, Katie. That would have been really nice. Like every short story, every travel book, if I want to make a movie of thrilling cities, I need to go to the Broccolis, Tarantino emphasized. That's for everything he wrote to stop somebody from being a wise guy and try to do what I did. Money. The love of money is the root of all evil. When asked what he thinks Eon Productions, the company owned by Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli and produces the James Bond films, should do for the next films, Tarantino had a simple answer: adapt the books. He told Deadline, "I mean, they always start from scratch when it comes to somebody new, because that's saying somebody couldn't have been going through the stuff that happened in Thunderball, right? Or all right." I tell you, I actually have a thought process about this. What I think they should do, and I've been thinking they should do this for a long time, is so many of the books have these really classic names and really classic adventures. And for the most part, a lot of them, they never did the book. They never did the stories, Tarantino replied. I agree. Money is a tool, nothing more, nothing less. People need to stop treating it like their own personal god. Agreed, Southern Katie. Agreed. They took the pilot line and maybe the Bond girl or maybe the villain and just went their own way, he explained. Tom, going to try. Mankiewicz? No. Mankiewicz? I tried. Just goes his own way. He did the writing for a lot of them. Tarantino then asserted, "I think they should not remake the movies, but actually just do the books, but do them the way they were written, and those would be all brand new." Blasphemy, heresy, and all of the ists and the phobes. Quentin Tarantino, all of the ists and the phobes. And why would he want the source material to be acknowledged and treated with respect? Who does that anymore? Who treats the source material with respect? Yeesh. Tarantino's advice is something not just Eon Productions, but anyone who wants to adapt already written material should take. Agreed. There's a reason these stories were chosen for film adaptation in the first place, and one of them is because they were already well written and have proven success. It's just common sense to actually adapt the source material rather than writing your own stories and using the source material as a skin suit. I've actually never read the James Bond books. I kind of want to now. Who has anybody in the chat read the James Bond books? If you have, what are your thoughts? Which one should I start with? I need to start. There's so many books I need to read. My list is growing every moment of every day. You have not? Huh. Maybe that's something we'll go through on this channel one of these days. So good. Start at the beginning. Okay, we'll do Southern Katie. I will do that. Unfortunately, it's unlikely they will take Tarantino's advice or follow simple common sense. Ian Fleming's publications authorized new James Bond novels back in 2021 that would not feature James Bond and reimagine a number of Fleming's classic characters. You're going to take James Bond out of James Bond? Johnny Geller, a literary agent who represents Ian Fleming Productions, commented, "We struck gold with this latest collaboration with Kim Sherwood, and as not only is she a fine novelist, but a Fleming aficionado of the highest order. Her reimagining of some of our favorite characters and world building will delight any fan of James Bond and Ian Fleming." No! Is nothing sacred? I'm gonna cry. Ian is rolling in his grave. Nothing is sacred. There's nothing sacred anymore. On top of this, Barbara Broccoli told Variety following the release of No Time to Die that the future films would explore Bond's emotionals. Pointing to Daniel Craig's version of the character in his filmography, Broccoli noted that he cracked Bond open emotionally, and the films over his tenure were the first time we really connected the emotional. She noted they planned to continue to explore those themes, saying, "It's an evolution. Bond is evolving just as men are evolving. I don't know who's evolving at a faster pace." um I don't know what to tell y'all. Apparently we need an emotional James Bond, and we don't even need a James Bond in James Bond's book. We don't need the James Bond of the late 60s and 50s. We just need a new James Bond that is trans and has emotions and doesn't care about actually doing the mission. He cares about sitting down and talking about his feelings. Not surprised though. Bond was the icon of masculinity. Can't have that now. I'm just sitting here shaking my head. Yeah, we need a trans James Bond that's in touch with his emotional side. Actually, why are we assuming his gender? The gender is fluid, and why does James Bond need to be a man? The mantle of James Bond and 007 can be passed down like Captain America. Because why does it matter? Why does continuity, why do OG characters matter? We need to change them into our image. I feel like there's a quote of Tolkien's somewhere talking about like reimagining things into their own image. I don't know. Then write a new character. Try finding a little creativity. I agree, Southern Katie. 0010, see you in hell, my friend. I don't. If you don't want James Bond, don't call it James Bond. There's plenty. Like one of my favorite series is, when I was a teenager, was the Alex Rider series. A young teenage boy drafted into MI6, and you get like. It's a really great story, in my opinion. Granted, I haven't read it since I was like a teenager, but if you've read any of the Alex Rider books, it's like James Bond for teenagers. It's really great. And if you want to work on emotional sides, like that's a great book because he's a teenager. He's dealing with hormones and emotions and high school and he's in Britain and there are already 007 James Bond alternatives that are just as good. Leave James Bond alone. Leave Tolkien alone. Why leave stuff alone, man. Leave stuff alone. Ugh. But that's just my opinion. I'm gonna try and find the James Bond books and read them myself one of these days. I don't know if I will probably review it on this channel at some point in time. If they want a character, Nancy Drew. Yes, I loved Nancy Drew growing up. Yeah, if they want a female detective series, Nancy Drew. Hardy Boys, Boxcar Kids, like, bro, those were state. I wasn't really big into the Hardy Boys. I was more Boxcar Kids and Nancy Drew because yeah, I'm female, but I was also a tomboy. I still don't understand why the Hardy Boys didn't really appeal to me. I guess the Boxcar Kids were better. I don't know. The unaltered 007's books age cheap. Aw. You forgot about the Boxcar Kids. Yeah. That was my favorite series growing up was the Boxcar Kids. For any of you who don't know, the Boxcar Kid I'm trying to remember because it's been over 10 years since I've read any of them. It's a mystery story. Hold on, let me Wikipedia this Boxcar Kids before I try and butcher my way through talking about what this book series is about. No. Derp, 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 derp. Kids. Come on. Sorry, my computer is being weird. There we go. So basically, plot is yeah, okay. So I was what's up, what's up, Alan? Oh my god, that was a long time ago for me. Yeah. So basically, the premise of the Boxcar Kids is there's these kids that live in old boxcar. Boxcars are the cars that attach to trains. So it's an abandoned boxcar, and the kids are orphaned, and they live in this boxcar. And they basically it's their adventures of how they solve crime, they solve problems. What's up, Mad Max? Yeah, I used to be a huge fan of the Boxcar Kids. Like that was my jam. And more or less the Boxcar Kids, they're a lot of people in the town that they live in kind of help them out, kind of help take care of them. But it basically it's just mostly their story of how they solve crime in the area. Let me double check that I'm remembering this correctly. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay, okay. Da, 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 da. Ah, okay, okay. Howdy, howdy. Um, I love how we like spun off. But I'm gonna talk about the Boxcar Kids because I feel like there's too many people who don't know about it. Like the Boxcar Kids was one of those things. Like any book that I could get, I ate it up. That and Nancy Drew also how they built a stable life for themselves as orphans. Yeah, like it was their creativity and like just their tenacity and all the things they had to go through as kids. It was crazy. Like it was like as an orphan, like the shenanigans they got into, and just all of them like and then eventually their grandfather does find them. Like he's like, well, I have grandchildren that I know are around and I want to find them. And then he finally, yes, I used to devour those. Yes. Um, let's see. I read all of the adventure series as well. Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, like They still go on adventures, even like once the grandfather does find them, he brings the boxcar to his land and he refurbishes it, and the kids are still able to hang out at the boxcar because I mean that's where they lived for a long time. And it was basically it's just all of their adventures in a boxcar, and they were just a bunch of orphans that just living and hanging out. Um, yeah, man, I kind of want to reread those. And also, like Alex Rider series, like I said, Nancy Drew, if they're wanting to remake 007, there's already tons of untouched 007 like franchises and book series and things that have never seen the light of a movie, or if they did, it was a really bad movie. I think Nancy Drew got a movie a long time ago, but it wasn't, I don't remember. I remember that it exists, but I don't think I ever watched it. Um, what are, I know we're already talking about in the chat. So what are some of your guys' favorite spy novels? There's actually a spy novel series that a friend of mine got me into that I haven't finished. And it's more of it's like 007, but M-rated. Kind of. It's like there's tons of spy novels out there that are just like 007 that need some love and attention. Leave 007 alone. Like just leave it alone. We don't need more 007 movies. We need something else. And if they're already going to remake 007 into a woman or into we're delving into his feelings, like there's already books and stuff that are out there. Lawrence Sanders. Huh. That author sounds familiar. McNally series. I'm going to be right back, y'all, because I'm actually hold on a second. Hold on. I'm gonna try and see if I can get my my book for a second. Mando suggests the next best spy novel. Yes. All right, guys. You're gonna have a chair stream for like 2 seconds. I'm gonna go find this book that I haven't finished, but I'm probably gonna finish it because yeah. Hold on, give me a second. Chair stream. Put Mara's Wonder Woman top on your chair. You know, I might do that. I might ask Mara to send me that Wonder Woman top, and I'll just do a chair stream with the Wonder Woman top. All right. Chair stream. Yes. I mean, better than Popcast, right? All right. So this is the book. Oh, sorry, Mike. So this is the book that a friend of mine has recommended to me. I'm not quite halfway because I keep reading it and then I read another book and I forget to come back to this book. But it's by Stuart Woods. It's very much like 007, except for it's very adult, very mature. First Deadly Sin. Ooh, I haven't heard of that one. So yeah, Stuart Woods. I mean, is it as good as some of the other stuff? No, but it's all right. It's all right. I've been looking for that bookmark. We're just off in the weeds today. That's fine. We're just going into the weeds today. Because that's what this is about. Like it's supposed to be very similar to book club kind of thing. What Mad Max, what's that about? The First Deadly Sin. I feel like I've heard of that, but I have not read it. I'm not sure what it's about, but I've heard of its existence. McNally, Lawrence Sanders, I already read that. Yep. I will also need to talk tomorrow. Because Mara's gonna be a guest on this channel. I promise you that. We just gotta work around her schedule. We're gonna do also for those of you who are familiar with my channel. The late June, there's going to be 2 weeks in a row where I will have a pre-recorded or premiere stream for Literary Souls, because I will be out of town for one Saturday will be for a wedding, and then that next Saturday I'll be out of town visiting some family. So that's going to be later on in June, though. I will be doing a pre-recording. That's probably when I will have Mara on the channel. And for those of you who don't know Mara Jade or Jade Shadow, she's a really cool gaming streamer, really really nice person. But she will let you know her thoughts immediately, and she's a veteran, so absolutely love thank her for her service, and she's super cool. If you have not seen any of her content, what are you doing with your life? Okay, so we're gonna continue talking about things that keep getting remade and that should stop being remade, because yes, I thought this was funny when I saw this. The Little Mermaid Chinese state-run media warns Disney to stop pushing racism narrative around fairy tales, or they will lose their magic glory. China's saying stop it. How bad does it have to be for China to say, hey, stop with the racism? Mara's nice when her computer cooperates. This is true, Riker. This is true. So, Little Mermaid, Disney is being told off by the Chinese. By China. I thought this was hilarious. I was like, dang, man. An article in China's Global Time, an English language outlet run by Communist Party of China, warns the Walt Disney Company to stop pushing a racism narrative around The Little Mermaid and other classic fairy tales, or they will end up losing their magic glory. It's bad when the Chinese people are like, stop being racist, man. An article published this week, Global Times specifically called out the Walt Disney Company for pushing political correctness with the casting of Halle Bailey. Say it right? I think so. As Ariel in The Little Mermaid. They claim Disney's decision to cast a person of color as the lead in The Little Mermaid seemingly was made to break stereotypes and promote equality. But so far, the negative reactions outweigh the positive ones. Synopsis for First Deadly Sin. A well-dressed man stalks the high-class neighborhoods of New York City, armed with an ice axe. His victims are strangers, and one cop must solve the bizarre, gruesome murders. Nice. Yes. Do the Germanic fairy tales not the gay ones? Bring back the source material for the Germanic ones. Bring back the Brothers Grimm. Tell them the way they're supposed to be told. This begs the question of whether Disney's political correctness actions are motivated by capital interests or genuine concern for representation. Global Times wrote. That's bad when the Chinese are like, stop being racist. Because they're very racist themselves. The outlet went even further by insinuating that the Walt Disney Company is the one creating and spreading the entire racism narrative surrounding the film. The controversy surrounding Disney's forced inclusion of minorities in classic films is not about racism, but it's about lazy and irresponsible storytelling strategy. Holy cow! China's beating them down, man. It then questions, if the company truly wants to represent marginalized groups, why not create original stories that reflect their experiences instead of turning classic tales into sacrificial lambs for political correctness? Oh, they even warned Disney to stop going down this path. When the beautiful stories that have accompanied countless children's childhoods become arenas for racial conflict, they lose their meaning and become devoid of romance and fantasy, replaced by arguments about skin color. I just bought the Grimm's Fairy Tales. Costco had it in hardback. Oh, man, that's cool. I might do that too. I might buy I'm going to go to my Barnes & Noble probably later today and be like, I need to buy this book now. And they're going to be like, what? I'm like, yes, now. If Disney continues down following this path, audiences, especially innocent children, will no longer care if the prince and princess live happily ever after. But what is the skin color of the prince and princess? And the fairy tale will lose its magic glory. The Global Times concluded. Bro, China telling you off, man. China's telling you off. It's glorious. Not only did Global Times warn Disney to stop pursuing this strategy in another article published earlier this week, they also noted that the controversy that they insinuate is being created by Disney is being used by the American leftists to push political correctness on the Chinese audiences. I feel like Gary from Nerdrotic wrote this post. It's time for me to say what the Chinese people are talking about. I must read the Chinese. Anyway, the article begins by discussing recently reported poor pre-sales in China for The Little Mermaid. It notes that ticketing site Mayon, I think I said that right, reported that the film has only sold $85,000 worth of tickets as of Thursday. Yeesh. The article alleges that a number of people are using these poor pre-sales to target Chinese moviegoers and accuse them of being racial discrimination. Well, not only does it claim that they are using the poor pre-sales to make accusations of racial discrimination, but it also claims the accusation is done to impose their politically correct standards on the Chinese audiences and use this to sow discord between China and African groups. Dang! Mando being disorganized. Who would have guessed? What do you mean being disorganized? And hi, Fogwin. What do you mean disorganized? Yes, I get distracted, but also it was part of the topic. It was part of this. That is correct. I don't really I plan these streams out kind of sort of have like a general outline, and then I'm like, with the outline. Dude, getting told off from the Chinese audience. From there, it also points to a poster for The Little Mermaid depicting actress Halle Berry. Why can't I say words? Why are words hard? What is wrong with me? This is a book podcast, and I can't read. What am I doing with my life? Halle Berry. We're gonna get it. I'm gonna do it. Halle Bailey. Hey, with blue skin, while the U.S. poster shows her with natural skin. Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is the Chinese one. It specifically claims that numerous commentators using the posters to hint that Chinese audiences are racist. It also asserts that the Walt Disney Company released a Chinese version of the poster. Really nice, unless you're a Twitter troll. The article goes on to declare the vast majority of the Chinese audiences do not have any bias against the Black Little Mermaid and would rather evaluate the film based on its own. It then specifically takes aim at American leftists, saying they are imposing their own politically correct values on the Chinese audience, expecting them to embrace the film the same way as Western audiences have. We haven't embraced it. What are you talking about? Embraced it. This expectation is unreasonable since Chinese don't have such political correctness, as the country's modern history is more about being invaded by Westerners rather than colonizing or oppressing Black people. Instead, China has always maintained brotherly relations with Africa and has never needed an atonement mentality prevalent in Hollywood. I don't agree that they've always had a brotherly relationship with Africa. Sorry. I thought that was funny, man. Like, bro, you're getting told off by China. China's like, yo, you gotta stop this. We don't like this. Please stop. And Disney's like, we're just gonna double down. They act like Disney hasn't modified every movie they have made for foreign audiences, right? Anybody who had to hear Scuttle sing should be able to sue for ear damage. I have not. I have, because I watched the full Aussie today. Bro, I just can't. Like, we didn't need a live action Little Mermaid in the first place. We just didn't. We didn't need you to race swap Ariel either. We didn't need this in the first place. I just thought that was funny. Like, China, like, granted, I don't think China has any room to stand on about racism, because it is well known that most Asian countries are very racist, like, to anyone who is not Asian. That's kind of like a well-known fact. And so for them to call out the racists of the the leftists, like, I still find it funny. It's like the kettle call, or the, what is it? The kettle calling the pot black or something. I don't know. I probably messed that phrase up. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Like, the Chinese are like, stop making things racist. And like with Black Panther, they put a mask on him. Like, this is not the first time. Like, I don't know why they're so upset about Ariel. I guess maybe they've just had enough. China's like, stop doing this, Disney. You're gonna lose a big customer if you don't stop this race baiting crap. Yeah, the poster, she was blue instead of her natural skin color. Like, I just don't need remakes. To the extent that they have different laws for their foreign residents, people need to learn about the world. Yes. Agreed. Yeah, that's one of the people need to learn about how the world works. The simple fact that, like, it's still funny that the Chinese audiences are like, stop saying we're racist. I mean, you technically are, but also, like, why are you calling out the Disney company for pushing racial equality when we all know you're probably racist? If I am not here tomorrow, we'll know that the Chinese government have found me. I mean, we're already all of us are already using Chinese stuff. Tell me about it. Who knew public nudity is accepted in so many countries? Americans. Who knew? Who knew? People need to learn about the world. Let's see, which one should I do next? We'll do this one. What? Avengers, Secret Wars, as well as Doctor Strange 3. I didn't realize it was getting a third iteration. No. This Multiverse of Madness was basically the Wanda movie. Land in Sam Raimi's Kitty for directions? Kitty? What? Marvel's big plans will leave fans asking for more. Now, I will say, this is Hollywood news. This is going to be a shill site. It's going to be a shill site. Let's see how many hot button words they're going to use. I bet you representation. I bet you ists and phobes are going to be mentioned about who's going to be hating on this stuff. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to be pushing the envelope. It's going to be subverting your expectations. So those are the words I'm imagining is going to be in this little article, because this is a shill site. On a serious note, though, I once knew a Russian lady, and she told me the biggest insult you can give a Russian is to tell them they are uncultured. Oh. I was actually stunned when I watched a video of an Israeli beach. You can wear a thong on those beaches. This is true. This is true. All right. Marvel is eyeing Sam Raimi to direct Avengers: Secret Wars and Doctor Strange 3, as they want a veteran director, claims an insider. Read on. The faith of the MCU movies has not been overwhelming in recent times, and many of its projects have bombed. Okay, I thought this was a shill site. Why are you spitting facts? Considering the same, the hype of upcoming Avengers movies have been questions, as many wonder how that would turn out. While nothing has been confirmed about the movie except for the new title, except for the title, a report claims that Sam Raimi is in the talks to helm the projects of new superheroes along with the third Doctor Strange movie. Note to self: watch more movies of Israel. Norway saw a girl skinny dipping right off the highway. What? Note to self: visit Norway. The filmmaker has had a relationship of their own with Marvel, as he directed the first Spider-Man trilogy movie starring Tobey Maguire. In recent times, he showcased his work within the MCU as he directed Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. As the Benedict Cumberbatch star sequel was not received well at the theaters, we wonder if he will be able to helm the Avengers project. Read on ahead to know more about it. Note to self: part ducks. Visit European beaches. Insider Jeff Snyder discussed the possibility of an up-and-coming MCU project on the recent episode of the Hot Mic podcast. Reportedly, Marvel is eyeing veteran director Sam Raimi to lead the project, as he is one of the most experienced directors that the MCU has ever had. On the other hand, Black Panther director Ryan Coogler is also on their list, but the chances of Raimi are more compared to the young director. I don't know. I thought Black Panther was okay. There was a place women would stand naked by the road and get people to slow down. Whoa, Herschels, that's crazy. Additionally, the reports add that Marvel is planning to bring back the director for the upcoming third Doctor Strange movie, which has not been made official yet. While we know that the Master of Mystic Arts will return to the MCU, the possibility of a third movie is a big yes, not to forget, as he is one of the most senior MCU characters we have in the multiverse saga. Well, because he killed off everybody else. It can be speculated that Doctor Strange will have a major influence in the upcoming Avengers movie because he's the only one still alive. You think Bruce Banner, Hulk person, is gonna actually be part of the Avengers? No. It's like, I'm living my best life here on the beach drinking coconuts. Oh, that was really short. I thought that was going to be longer. What do you guys think? Do you think Sam Raimi is going to be the director for the Secret Wars and Doctor Strange? Like, look, they've killed off everybody. Like, they killed off all of the important people. And they're about to bring in the first Marvel family and then destroy that. I like that. How did you do that? I hate tan lines, but my American modesty makes me limit the topless sunbathing to the backyard. Which reminds me, after this show, I'm probably gonna go outside and go swimming. Even though I promised my Discord members I'd watch a movie with them, I want to go outside and swim. But I'm neglecting my Discord members. Dang it. I don't know. I really liked Sam Raimi in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, like, it did not go over well. It was the Wanda. What's up, Salty? Traveling Sea and Charlie? What's up? Everyone lost hope. Yay, more trash MCU movies with a marketing plan based on the name calling, shaming all the people that don't want more trash MCU movies. Hulk married a Vietnamese lady when he was there on a Christian mission. She has reportedly said, "Me love Hulk long time." Yeesh. Yeah, it's one of those things where I have no hope. I mean, Sam Raimi was good with the Spider-Man movies. But I don't. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was not good. Here all week, folks. Also, for those of you who don't know, possibly, and this has not been confirmed yet, but possibly, hopefully, if he accepts the position, Americus might be my future editor. He's still not confirmed yet, but there is hope that we will see more of that Americus charm and humor in more of my upcoming videos. We shall see. If you do end up becoming my editor, it's gonna be, bro, my videos are gonna be fabulous. Oh my god. I just but anyway, for Salty and Charlie, for those of you who are just now coming in, not yet, but it's on my to-do list for today. Ooh, very nice. We're gonna kind of reverse back to a topic that we were talking about earlier. We were talking about 007 and James Bond. I'll create an intro for Mendo. Oh, yeah, do it. I'm excited. Y'all don't understand. This is good. I'm gonna be the next Lethal Lightning. You don't know. So one of the things we were talking about before, we were reviewing the Halo books, but also we were reviewing James Bond. They're gonna probably ruin the James Bond franchise, and we're all sighing and weeping and gnashing our teeth because we all know it's gonna be trash. Oh, and I missed it. We were talking about 007 and different spy novels and spy books. We'll see how it goes. What are your guys' favorite spy novels and spy stories? I'm currently, well, off and on, I've been reading this. I've liked it. I just keep reading like other things and then coming back to it. But then Americus accidentally puts European Beach video into the intro. Oh, you're going to have to rage harder and add more peppery language to be lethal, Mando. I know, Katie. They've already ruined Bond. They have. But so kind of the palate cleanser. We've talked about a little bit. Like, what are your guys' favorite spy stories? I already mentioned that one of my favorites is the Alex Rider series. We talked about the Boxcar Kids. We talked about Nancy Drew, the Hardy Boys, and then this one. It's all right. It's kind of like James Bond, very much an adult novel. I think it has a lot more sex and nudity than the James Bond books, but I haven't read all of James Bond books. John Le Carre is really good. I like the Russia House. The movie was pretty good too. Oh, okay. Yeah. Actually, a friend of mine got me this book for Christmas, and I still like Christmas last year, and I still haven't read it because I keep agree with Salty. Yeah, they've already ruined it. But it was funny. Quentin Tarantino was like, how about we adapt the books and make them a movie instead of just doing our own thing? And everyone's like, that's never going to happen, but that's a great idea. So I wanted to end on like a happy note. Like, what are some really good James Bond-esque books and stories that you guys like or want to recommend? Because also, like, this is Literary Souls, like books, literature, like I'm always up for recommendations, and I think that this should be a place where we all like are like, hey, I like this book, do you like this book? It's not exactly a book club, but it can function in that way if you want, for so often. When I was in the 6th grade, the teacher's son got me a John Le Carre novel for Christmas. There was a pretty raunchy sex part in it. And 11-year-old me was like, this book is hot. Wow. I'm both impressed, horrified, and also what? 3 Days of the Condor, simply outstanding movie with Robert Redford. Oh, okay. Nice. I'll put that on my list of movies to watch. Yeah, I'm probably gonna actually restart this book because it's been too long since I've read it. I could probably read this in like a day. I want something fun to read. I'm gonna read that for fun. I told him about it when he was like, "Can I borrow that when you're done?" He recommended a book to you, or he bought a book for you and didn't even read it first. Of course that would happen. Tintino is old enough so that any coolness he ever had is gone by now, and he just comes off as a boomer. Aw. Yeah, boomer. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy with Gary Oldman was really good. Oh, I've not heard of that one. See, this is why this is why I'm on the internet, guys, so I can learn about these things that I've not seen before because I grew up not quite sheltered from real life things, but from a lot of like movies and books and stuff. I was a little sheltered because we just simply didn't have the money and means to go see or read those things because yes. Hold on. Hey, Hokies, are you in Rumble? Because I think on my Rumble I have might have something. Let's see. John Le Carre, lots of solid stories. Okay, cool. Make sure. The Cat Who let me see. The Cat Who series by Lillian Ron were pretty decent. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just check it out and make sure. Just check it out. Let's see, what other novels have I read? They're not quite spy novels. Trying to think of what they could be. Classified as. I know I read a lot of what was James Patterson books. So a lot of like his stuff. I'm trying to remember what was the series? Maximum Ride. It was kind of like a take on it's kind of like Genetic Mutations meets End of the World. Oh, okay. Thank you, TFNN Network. Okay. Cool. I think I already recommended the Cosmo Trooper movies, but I'm not sure they are so good. Okay. Tom Clancy across the board was a fantastic spy intrigue author. I'm old, so I know how our good ideas are perceived. In other words, I'm agreed with you. Yep. Cool. Thank you for the Rumble chats. I'll push them away it. It's weird. Sometimes Rumble looks weird when I'm looking down and I was like, wait a second. I appreciate you, TFN Network on Rumble. For those of you who don't know, I am on Rumble. I am live on Rumble. If you prefer Rumble, I also apologize that my username on Rumble is different because Rumble won't let me change my username, or I have to use a different email. Yeah, Clancy stuff was really good. I read him a lot in high school. Started with The Hunt for Red October. I also need to read that. I think I've seen the movie. It's nice to be old. We have a little clarity in this crazy world. Yes. Geez, that sounds familiar. Cool. All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Tomorrow, Wicked Virtue and we're going to be on her channel. We're going to do Unplugged with Wicked and Mando. It's going to be fabulous and great and all of the wonderful things. Let's see, I'm going to be on my Twitch channel Monday. Tuesday, I'm actually going to be on my friend Jacob Ironside's YouTube channel. We're going to switch that Tuesday stream to probably not Wednesday. We're probably going to do a different stream on Tuesday or something, maybe a late one. See, Tom Clancy had a tank in front of his house. Best lawn decoration. Yes, that's cool. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else. Tomorrow, Monday. Oh, okay. So Monday is going to be Memorial Day. I'm going to probably be hanging out with some people most of the day, but I think I will stream Monday for a little bit on Twitch or Kick. Maybe I'll do Kick since it's, I don't know. We'll figure it. I'll figure it out this over the week. But on Tuesday, I will be a guest on Jacob Ironside's channel. So please don't miss out on that. Yes, there's the dude there, Unplug with Wicked. Yep, it is on Wicked's YouTube channel. The tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please don't miss out on that. It's going to be so much fun. And yeah, next Saturday, yes, next Saturday we are going to be doing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe on Chronicles of Narnia. Will you be discussing? Probably not. Have you read Wheel of Time books? If so, ping me offline. Not yet. I have them. I have 1, 3, 6, and 8. I'm working on getting 2. I'm working on getting more of them, but I have not read them yet. They are on my list of reading things. But I'm working on getting the physical copies first. But next Saturday for Literary Souls, it will be me, Smile a While, Elijah, and a special guest. Many of you probably know her if you are familiar with the YouTube sphere. I'm going to double check that she is still okay for coming on the 10th of June. It's going to be fabulous. Never finished Wheel of Time. You should finish it. You should. Let's see. What else am I forgetting? Keep an eye on social media. That's where I'll make announcements when I'm live and where, what's going on and all of that good, fabulous stuff. Don't miss out. Next week is going to be a huge show. What's up, Miss Martin Muses? I'm about to actually head out. Miss Martin Muses, she will also hopefully be a guest on this channel soon, very soon. But yeah, next week we're going to have a special guest. So it'll be Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be me, Elijah, Smile a While, and a special guest. I'm not telling you who it is until I get a confirmation from her again. I'm just going to triple check, and then I'll let all of the world know. So yeah, next Literary Souls is going to be lit. Y'all don't want to miss it. You got to catch up on the Wheel of Time books. I'm 3 books in. I've got to get the second book. Then I'm gonna read them for sure, but I wanna do reviews of them. So I have so many series. Oh my gosh, so many things. J.K. Rowling? Huh? I don't know. One of these days I'm gonna do reviews of the Wheel of Time on this channel. I promise. I promise. All right, trying to think if there's anything else that I am forgetting before I head out. You guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy the day. Have fun. For those of you who do not celebrate Memorial Day weekend, I hope that you have a great weekend and a great week next week, and we will see you guys later. I'll be live on Wicked's channel tomorrow. Bye!